Good morning, students. Let's start our today's class with new chapter number 6, On the Face of It. It is written by Susan Hill. First of all, we will know about the author. Susan Hill, CBE, Commander of the Order of the British Empire, means. Born on 5th February 1942, is an English author of fiction and non-fiction work. Her novel includes The Woman in the Black, The Mist of the Mirror. Both are very famous, and she got the Somrest Mugham Award in 1971 for I Am the King of the Castle. She was appointed as a commander of the Order of the British Empire in the year 2012. Birthday are honors for services to the literature. This story where the writer has written about a teenage boy. Actually, the teenage boy Derry, who has burnt face, and Mr. Lamb, who has a disabled old man with an artificial leg made of the tin. Terry accidentally enters through his garden so that he can hide himself from the people who hated him because of his ugly face. Mr. Lamb not only welcomes him in his garden but also encourages him to lead a normal life living behind the past. So, this is a play about the friendship between the old man and the young boy who is withdrawn and defiant. Both of them had some physical impairment, but the lookout of each of them towards life is general, and people is a particular was very different. The old man has a positive outlook towards the life, whereas the young man with the sacred face had become the withdraw and pessimistic. So in this play, the writer describe about that whatever the life we have got from the God, we have to live that life with full enthusiasm and with full happiness. We have to not think about whatever the bad or negativity with us, because every person who comes in this world, everything they are facing both the things in his life. Sometimes the problems and sometimes the happiness. So here the writer motive wants to say with the help of this chapter that we have to eradicate the negative things from our life and try to live with the positive things, and we have to always fight with our life. This is the thing writer wants to say in this story. The story begins with a teenage boy entering a garden. His face is burnt on one side due to the accident when acid fell on half of his face. He has gone there to hide himself as he is afraid of facing the people. He fears being teased by others for having such a face. But when he enters, he finds himself already present there. He tries to leave the place, but he is stopped by the old man, Mr. Lamb. The owner of the garden, Davy, feels guilty for entering the garden without the permission of Mr. Lamb, welcomes him and tells him not to leave just because of his presence. Actually, here in the scene first, writer wants to describe that the location of Mr. Lamb's garden. One can occasionally hear the bird singing and the low sound of the tree leaves. Derry, a young boy, enters the garden hesitantly. When he comes out of the bushes, he is surprised to hear Mr. Lamb talking to him. Mr. Lamb warns him about the crab apple that usually fell on the long grass uh, from the trees above. Derry was shocked on hearing a voice. He asked as to who it was. Mr. Lamb introduced himself and also said that small sour apples known as crab apples had fallen on the ground. If Derry would not be careful while walking through the grass, he would trip over them and get hurt. Derry said that he did not know that someone was present in the garden. He thought it to be empty, and even the house seemed empty to him. Mr. Lamb tried to comfort him by saying that the house was empty as he was out of the garden. He also asked him not to be afraid. Derry wanted to leave the place because he was always hesitating at that time whenever he met the people because of his burnt face. So he was just want to leave that place immediately, but Mr. Lamb stopped him, tried to be make him that he said that there was no need to leave the garden just because of him. He also told him that he kept the gate open for people. It was only Derry who jumped the wall. Derry got angry of being pointed at like that. He also clarified that he did not come to steal anything from there. Mr. Lamb agreed by saying that at many times apple had been stolen by young boys and that Derry was not so young. But still, Derry wanted to live. Mr. Lamb told him not to be afraid of him, asking him to stay there for a while. Derry told him that he was not afraid of anyone. Rather, people were afraid to him. Lamb asked him to reason for that. He told him that he knew what people thought and how they behave in front of him. Mr. Lamb questioned him about what others thought of him. Derry said that people got scared of seeing his face. Some considered it bad or ugly, while some even took pity on him by saying that was a poor boy. He added that they were fake. Actually, they all were afraid of his face. He even got scared of his own face, when he looks into the mirror. He added that Mr. Lamb also pitied him, but in his heart he will be also scared of the Derry.